What's going on, people? Guns blazing back at it again, and today we have some more spicy ones for you. Now, I've been playing Dinomorphia a lot, but today we also have a couple of different decks to rotate through. I think 3 decks in total. Alright, so here I managed to stop this DD player's first turn. He also managed to stop my first turn by Veiling my Therizia, but I'm just gonna go ahead and set 3 and wait for his turn to activate all of these stuff. And here he goes out into Gilgamesh. I Solemn Judgment this, but this is probably a little too early, because he managed to get Genghis out and get his Machine X out. Nice Royal Dissects machine. Fun fact, I also own one of these in Royal, but you probably didn't ask. So anyways, this is fine. I can still just summon my Diplos here, but he has another effect Veiler. Alright, so it's gonna be like that, huh? Then I'm just gonna swing, pop Diplos effect from the grave, getting me all the way down to 500, and this is where things start to get beautiful. Finally, he can stop Veilering my monsters, and I can just get my domain freely set. I'm gonna Sonic this period raise map, pay 250, float my Diplos, pop domain, pay 125, get my Kentregina out, then pay 62 to get my Kentregina out, and also pop Brute so I can pop his Machine X. Pay 31 to pop this Alert, get 2 more summoned from the grave, and come my turn, I'm gonna get to do some more stuff. Gonna pop this domain, pay 16, and then pop another Gina, pay 8, and is that enough? So close to 1 life point. So close. So here's a random deck I was trying out with Prohibition. If I see 3 to 5 sets, I'm just gonna go ahead and guess you're an Eldritch player and prohibit your Golden Lord. Then this dude goes ahead and ashes my Water Enchantress. But then something happens to this Eldritch player that's probably more painful than getting your Golden Lord Prohibition. And that's, of course, seeing the Feather Duster pickup from your opponent's Pot of Prosperity. Go ahead and scoop, there ain't nothing here to see. Diane Keto best waifu, everything else is heresy. Man, it's so tilt that so many more people are running multiple imperms, effect veilers, just basically a lot of stuff that prevents my poor Therizia from doing her job. Which is why Pot of Prosperity is such a godsend for this deck. Allows me to still get my domain out, and domain is one of your first priorities when setting up with Dinomorphia. Followed by the second order of business, which is getting down some interruptions in the form of probably counter traps. Anyways, here's the unspoken rule of ego chaining. Always get the last word in, my boys. Always. Never back down. Doesn't matter what it is. You get the last effect in the chain, baby. Lick my left one with that Ash at max C. And of course, the Giant Sisters are coming out, not just for the sake of summoning them, but also to get my Ferret Flames live. I was thinking to do this now or after the Synchro or Link, but it turns out he goes Borreload Savage, and I'm definitely gonna Ferret Flames that before he gets armed. Okay, this one was a satisfying one. Alright, so I go ahead and pick up the domain with Duality, Diplo send, set 3. His turn comes around, he has the Lightning Storm. I got my Archetype negate, feels good. Go ahead, pop domain, get Kentregina out. He's gonna use Raigeki. He has a double board clear going on. I'm just gonna float back into Therizia. He's gonna Ghost Ogre it, which actually does nothing. I still get my domain, plus I get to float, so it's actually less than nothing. Dude ends up helping me, and also this Diplos gets his additional effect of burning 500, which is available when you have 2,000 or less life points. So domain comes out again, get Kentregina to summon the Kentregina. And this is my 3rd Gina, so I have to use the Diplos that's on the board, and I'm gonna miss by just 500 life points. Now here's where the unexpected happens. Actually, this was kind of expected because he was running all these board clears. Numeron Network comes out. It's a Numeron player, and you already know by now if Numeron Network gets played and you have no Ghost Ogre to destroy this, you're probably shafted because the 4 gates are coming out and they're just gonna swing over your monsters. But oh boy, am I gonna have the last laugh on this Numeron player today. Got the Alert in the grave, gonna use Kentregina to activate it. And I'm gonna get my boy Diplos back in the game. You know what he does. That 500 life points looking ripe for the picking, my boy. Ripe for the picking. But yeah, that happens every so often. The Diplos lethal. But while we're on the topic of fringe burn lethals, here's one that I've actually never gotten to do until today, which is kind of weird because I've been spamming this deck even since before Trouble Sunny came out. Anyways, on this turn, I definitely missed lethal by just 100 life points. What do you know? But today, it's not on purpose. Today, I just wanted to be a menace. Today, I wanted to see someone get snitched on. And you know what? Shout out to you, Glorious, for being a good sport and giving me this satisfaction. The satisfaction of the Sunny Snitch Lethal. Alright, hold on. Hold on, it's not done. It's not done. Okay, now it's done. Thank Asgard for replays, man. You know, okay, when this duel was actually going on live, this guy, I kid you not, his first turn took 15 minutes. It took 15 minutes! And you could tell he was playing from mobile because literally every single move took 10 seconds. Had like a 10-second gap in between. Anyways, this was the fruit of his labor, right? Pretty intimidating board, you know? Except that it's not. There's actually no negates live here. His sex machine only has one mat, so it can't do anything. So the Stein comes out, baby, and the Last Warrior comes out. I should make a full deck on this guy, you know? I should just make a Last Warrior deck that's focused on Last Warrior. Now the problem is, how am I gonna swing over these two behemoths? And the answer is with my Forbidden Droplets. Now, the problem with the Forbidden Droplet is you can only activate one per turn. So when this battle phase comes around, I do have to droplet both targets, even though only one is gonna swing into me and, you know, die. But that's okay. We have the second Forbidden Droplet for our turn, and whatever we pick up, we're gonna have to use it. So this Solemn Judgment drop is gonna hurt, but it is needed. And that leaves this guy with nothing, because DDD is all about summoning monsters. And he can't do that because of Last Warrior. Anyways, here are my deck lists as of today. The most updated versions of the ones that you saw in the replays. This is how I'm choosing to roll with my Dinomorphia for now. As you can see, I've cut some of the Floodgate cards and put in a few hand traps for the extra slots. And the reason I did this, even though it makes the deck less impactful, is of course it makes it a lot more consistent and have more ability to play on either turn. Because when you go first with this, you really have no worries. You got the 6 pot slots, so 90% of the time you're just gonna have your full trap setup ready to go. And call me crazy, but I think I'm gonna try this at one point to climb in stage 2 of the DC Cup. I think I did underestimate this deck a bit when I first played it. Also, since this archetype is missing a lot of its very important cards. Now, it ain't no evil twins in terms of competitiveness, but I like this deck a lot. And with the right tweaks, I think it can go farther than a lot of people would expect. Now, this is a concept that you saw one replay of in this video, except it was running Prohibition instead of Small World. And it's pretty much the most basic, brainless combination of things. It's just TPE, Adventurer package, plus a bunch of hand traps. Now right here, of course, is my going second Prohibition deck where you board clear them and you also shut them down with Winter Cherries and Prohibition. If you haven't seen me tilt a bunch of people with this deck, yo, it's super fun. Go check out some of my recent videos. I have, I think, 2 videos on this deck already. This current version has DPE. You could also replace some of the barrier statues and just put all dark barrier statues so that you can always have Fusion Destiny available. Just make sure to spec the extra deck Winter Cherries targets into whatever's current, whatever is popular at the moment. Okay, bye.